What's up, guys? How's it going? Oh, hey. I'm not used to it being that loud. Normally my headphones are like not working and they're pieces of shit. We've got Steve Marsh on today from As Above. So, how's your day been?
Been good.
Oh, here
In the garden.
Let's swing that.
Yep.
You gotta kind of keep it like.
All right.
So you're in the garden all day today?
Oh yeah, every day.
Ah, dude, I miss being in the garden like that.
Yeah.
How long have you been growing for?
Oh man, I started dabbling with growing when I was still living at home with my mom. I tried to grow some weed on the roof of her house in a box lined with tin foil. Man, I had to be like 16, so I guess close to 30 years I've been dabbling with planting seeds. Yeah.
So you got some expertise under your belt.
It's been trial and error, you know. I mean, I've had to learn to be frugal, I guess. You know, I had to learn less expensive ways to grow really good cannabis. You know, because money's always an issue, especially with some nutrients. So I learned a lot about soil and soil life and growing cannabis with good living soil, and really built from there. I started first commercial grows I was running in super soils, and it's really just evolved over the years from there.
So you were part of the industry back in the Wild West days when the government was being dickheads.
Yes, yeah, we were. It was crazy back then. A lot of people got raided. We got raided at one point too. That was pretty scary. That's kind of when I stepped back for a minute and went back to work in the restaurants.
Were you still growing at home though?
Just
like little tiny?
Oh yeah, I always grew at home. I mean, yep, always. Yep, I always wanted to grow good weed for myself to smoke. That's
Right.
why I started growing. I'd see pretty pictures in, High Times back in the day, and look at the brick weed I was smoking, and look at these pictures, and just want to grow better weed. Want to grow that weed for myself. So that's started with a passion for me wanting to smoke good weed.
You definitely grow some fire weed, dude.
Right on. I appreciate that.
Speaking of, we'll roll some up real quick.
Right on.
What's up, everyone? We got Justin, Josh, Dallas.
What's up, everybody?
Dallas is saying dab time.
Dab time.
See, I figured you were more of a flower guy, so I was getting flower.
I am more of a flower guy.
But apparently we're dabbing tonight.
Apparently we're dabbing tonight. That's all right.
Isn't it weird when that pops on?
That is weird.
Everybody's always like, "Where's Dallas?"
Oh, I thought he snuck in.
Everybody always thinks he snuck in, just pops his head in. Hey, guess what? It's time to take a dab, guys.
Trips me out when I'm sitting at home and I hear it.
So now you're talking about living soil. So what's the difference between like living soil and Miracle Grow? I know that's a touchy subject.
Well, living soil is, based on the principles of what happens in the earth naturally. It's regenerative farming. You're going for, some people go no-till, so they're not tilling their soil. They're allowing their root balls to break down and compost. There's worms in their soil in most cases, and it's a more natural way to grow. It's like growing outside.
Oh, so it's almost as if you like went into the woods and just got like a bucket of.
Kind of. I mean, you have to test your soil to make sure your nutrient and input levels in your soil are correct. To sustain the life of cannabis, because it's a good heavy feeding plant. So, after every run in living soil, you have to replenish your amendments. You have to remend your soil, so there's enough food to carry through. I don't personally do living soil, but I do. I grow in soil, not living soil.
Have you ever tried coconut fiber?
Not on its own, no. I prefer cannabis grown in soil. I feel that it's more complex than weed grown in like rock wool or cocoa. but there's lots of different nutrient programs, used to grow in cocoa typically. I couldn't run my nutrients in cocoa. It would really, clog things up.
I got hooked up with this cube of cocoa. So I was like, oh, they want me to try it, so I guess I'll try it.
Yep.
I don't like it. I guess it's not that I don't like it. I just don't know what I'm doing with it.
Yeah, well, you have to feed cocoa a lot more often. So when people run cocoa, they're usually set up on drippers, and they're running their drippers, between 8 and 12 times a day. So they're feeding their plants, 8.
Yeah, and I didn't know that, and I was just like, I was going how I would have gone with soil. Go like a day or two.
Yep, absolutely.
Until your soil's somewhat dry, and then go from there.
Yep.
No. Not the way to go.
Nope. Cocoa growing is similar to like growing in a Rockwell cube, I would say.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I just need to do more research on it, though, I think.
I think soil's more forgiving, too. I mean, hydroponic situations, if something goes bad, you can literally stand and watch plants die.
Yeah.
Even from pH swings, so...
That's one of the things I was told about cocoa is if you let it go completely dry, that's where you'll get your pH deficiencies, and then you're just fucked.
Yeah, it's really hard to re-wet it if you let it get bone dry, too. It's really similar to Rockwell in that aspect, Yep.
I got a kitty cat poking my fucking knees down there. Alright, so we're trying out some of this Gushmints.
Made by Mr. Dallas Weaver.
Dallas does amazing work.
He does.
Hence why he won People's Choice.
Hell yeah. Why isn't Jackie in the live? She's here. She's hanging out.
She's hiding behind him. Here, you guys can share that. So now, when it comes to nutrients, now I know you don't want to give all your secrets away.
Mm-hmm.
So, what nutrients do you use?
I use Nectar for the Gods. They're not a super huge company, but they've been around for a long time. They're a super sustainable company. They're located in Springfield, Oregon. I talk to the owner, president, anytime I have issues or problems, which isn't very often, but he's there to answer any questions. They're a good company.
I've been hearing a lot about Nectar of the Gods lately.
Right on. Yeah, they're a really good company. If you look them up on the internet, they're super sustainable. Yep. They talk about it on their webpage quite a bit.
How long have you been using them?
Oh, for 10 years at least, I would say. Yeah. Yep.
That's when I had first grown, was 10 years ago.
Right on, yep.
I grew for like 2 years.
Yep. Yeah, they're a really, really good company. I started out getting one of their free sample boxes. So they give you a big free sample box if you want to try their products. One of those. Yeah, and they give you quart-sized bottles. It's that sample box right there. It's good shit.
I'm going to have to go look at their site now.
Go on their site. They'll charge you shipping. They'll send it to you with the feed chart and everything. That's how I started. I've modified, I got my own feed schedule and do different things with different stuff.
The guy that was teaching me how to grow back in the day, he had this grow journal.
Yeah. Because
he was on federal probation for 5 years.
Yeah.
Literally just sat there studying weed.
Yep.
And he would grow peppers so that his electricity bill was just what it would need to be for weed.
There you go.
As soon as he got off federal probation, dude grew like the best weed I had ever seen until you guys started popping up with this.
Right on. I appreciate that. We try. We like to smoke it.
And see, that was the crazy part is He didn't smoke weed.
Yeah.
No, it made him paranoid. He's like, I don't smoke it, but I'll grow it.
It's a lot easier nowadays to find good information on growing. Back in the day, there was so much just misinformation online about growing. You had to sift through so much bullshit to find the real information. But it's a lot better now. A lot more people share information nowadays, which is good.
So we got some more people talking in the chat. We got Dallas saying Cushman's was terpy.
It was
Melissa
terpy as
said,
shit.
hey there, friends. Steve and Jackie are the goat of growing, for real. Christy says, hey.
What's up, y'all? Appreciate all that.
So you got, how long have you been breeding?
Oh, this is okay. These strains that we're coming out with now. This is my first round of breeding ever.
Oh, shit.
You know, but back in the day, I didn't want to waste space on growing seeds. I wanted to grow weed.
Right.
So I wanted to smoke it. But you know, I mean, it just came to an opportune point, and I found a couple good males that. I mean, if you looked at them hard, they would smell. They were just super stinky males. You know, something special about them, and. I threw them in my tent at home with a group of good females, and man, we're hunting some good stuff. Like the peanut butter porter, that was a hard hunt. We popped quite a few of those seeds, and we found the one keeper. But man, she shines.
So how do you go about hunting?
Okay, well, if you want to hunt a strain, and okay, let's say. You want to find the best of the best, right? So you're going to want to pop as many seeds of the same gene pool as you can because you're trying to find the shining stars out of there, right? I mean,
right.
So the more seeds you pop, the bigger genetic gene, the bigger gene pool you're going to have to select out of. Last pheno hunt we did, we popped 100 seeds, and that turned out to be 18 keepers, maybe 17. We're still waiting on some test results for a couple strains, but 18 keepers out of all those seeds. You know, I mean, we had some males, we had some herms pop up, you know, intersex traits, and but the ones that really were the winners, man, they really amazed me. Like the Donny Llamas are coming in amazing. Like. Those are some of my best test scores ever. The terpene reports on them, the numbers on them. They just seem like really well-rounded strains. 'Cause they hit high in the terps and high in the numbers, and I love smoking them. Yep.
Well, that's what counts. Like, I mean, if you love smoking your own product, then at the end of the day, it's going to be.
If it was up to me, we'd grow all gas, but we're kind of widening our strain base to include more of what everybody else likes.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah, we'd grow just gas and funk and feet and weird shit, but we're incorporating more fruit stuff and you know different terpenes we're looking for, because it seemed the dominant terpenes in most of the stuff we were growing was limonene, myrcene, caryophyllene. But I guess that just was what we liked. But yeah, we have some good new stuff.
Can't wait to blast those bad boys.
I can't wait for you either. That Larry Legend that had 23 different terpenes in it.
Oh, that's gonna be a fire.
Didn't test super high, but man, it's gonna be amazing. It's got good flavor.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like lemon candy almost.
Especially if you do something live off of it.
Yeah, right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dallas will work his magic.
Of course.
What would you say your favorite part of growing is?
Oh man. Everything. Really, I mean, I like taking the time to cut clones and seeing a good batch of clones, you know. I mean, it amazes me how fast we can get our clones to root. And then get healthy clones and we plant them, and then we blink and it's like, shit, we got to transplant. And you know, just seeing the health of the plants and seeing the finished product, and you know, seeing it at harvest, seeing it through carrying, and then being able to smoke it, you know, I mean, it's everything about it. I mean, I'm a weed nerd, like completely 100%.
I feel you on that.
Yep. I mean, I've ever before I could grow, I'm reading books and on forums, filling my brain with how to grow the best cannabis, and we take a lot of pride in what we grow. We don't use any pesticides. We use some beneficial insects, and we go for keeping our plants healthy all the way through. And I mean, it's not the easiest thing, but I mean the beneficial bugs are badass once you get colonies going, and colonies of beneficial bugs.
Are you talking about like ladybugs?
No, more like rove beetles and beneficial mites like scimatus mites. There's like 8 different species of mites that eat other bad bugs. Rove beetles eat lots of bad bugs. Rove beetles are really cool. They're vicious little beetles. They're little tiny beetles, but they live in your soil. But they eat, fungus gnats, thrips, like russet mites. But yeah, I mean, we just keep good populations, and the only thing we ever see is fungus gnats. But those come from soil. Those live in soil. Just soil dwelling pests. They'll wreak havoc on a hydro system, but they're just kind of a nuisance in a soil garden.
So now, when it comes to cloning, like I used to use this gel. It'd come in like a little jar like this big. Is that what you use?
Yeah, there's lots of cloning gels, cloning powders on the market. Some people use aloe. You can take a leaf of aloe and dip your cuts in there.
Oh, no, I didn't know
they'll
that.
root. Yeah, aloe's good for that. I use a cloning gel. I mean, but it seals off your cut basically and loads it with B vitamins, which promotes rooting. So yeah. You got to take your cuts off of healthy plants, to get healthy clones too. Yeah, for sure. So,
how many clones will you take at a time?
Well, right now we feed 2 500 square foot bloom rooms. So we started out with 200 plants in each room, but we've gotten that back down to about 160. But our canopy space is still the same. So yeah, I always cut extra. I cut about 200 at a time. Yeah, just in case. And
yeah, you always gotta.
I always gotta be extra.
Yeah. Always gotta be safe.
Yep.
Because there's always that chance that they don't root.
Yep. Just in case, but they always all root. Then I always have extra clones. But yeah, second I don't, that's when something will happen.
Yep. Literally, that's when something will happen.
Yep.
So when it comes to your end and your trimming, do you dry trim or wet trim?
We dry trim. Yeah, we hang whole plants, and we try to dry them for 21 days ish.
Oh damn.
But that's keeping our climate cool, and then we cure them after that, and then buck them, trim them, hand trim. Everything's hand trimmed. Yeah,
I hate machine trims. It just takes so much of the nug.
Yeah, we have a machine. It's a little Centurion that we use for some of the bee buds sometimes.
Is that one of the ones that you just spin like this?
No, it's a drum. It's actually a pretty good trimmer. It does a good job. It doesn't eat the bud like some do. Yeah, but we don't typically use it. We typically mostly hand trim everything.
Yeah, I always preferred hand trimming when I was doing it.
Yep.
But I always did it wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I hated dealing with the curled up leaves.
Yeah, we don't have too many leaves to deal with.
It
works out good.
It always drove me crazy.
Yep. Trimming's the roadblock for everything.
Yeah, it's so tedious.
We've gotten a good routine down. At first, it was difficult to keep up with the gardening, but man, we've got a kick-ass routine down. Me and Jackie and our son. Our son trims full time. Me and Jackie handle the garden. And then when we get the garden caught up like we are now, we're going to get back to trimming, and we bust shit out. We do good.
So this is one of their nugs. You guys always just have such gorgeous weed.
Right on.
It's always so frosty. Maybe that's why my grinder hates it. I love it, but my grinder hates it.
Yep, right.
So what's your favorite way to consume? Like, I know you said you're a flower guy.
Yeah, bowls, joints. I mean, old
Doesn't
school.
matter?
No, I mean, we'll smoke.
Loves an ice cold bong.
We smoke bowls. I like bong hits. I like joints. You know, I mean, yeah.
I know she likes her Rummel glass.
That Rummel glass piece hits so smooth, dude.
I had to snag one of his pins.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's a really cool dude.
Awesome. He is a cool dude.
Glass
And-
blowers are just pretty
Yeah.
cool dudes in general.
Yeah, I'm amazed by it. I would. Yeah, I'm glad we don't bring a lot of money for glass to Hempfest. Otherwise, we'd spend it all.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I meant to enter into his raffle for
Yeah.
that big ass piece, but
Yeah.
I totally spaced it out. And I'm all walking around the third day like, I was supposed to enter a raffle. What one was it? Like, fuck,
Yeah.
I smoked too much weed this weekend.
Yeah. Right.
We entered, but we didn't win.
No.
Apparently. So we didn't-
Yeah, I was going to bring that up at the beginning. So you guys entered, but you didn't win. And I think it was just because it was so early.
That,
You guys
yeah,
had just started.
yeah, it was kind of spontaneous, really. I mean, we were talking about entering, but we couldn't at the time. But then all of a sudden we could. So it was like, all right, what do we have going in our garden? So we kind of had to decide last minute. It was our third crop in our new garden too. So, but I mean, it was educational going up there, seeing what was entered and seeing what
Right.
was winning and
Don't
why.
worry about it.
So it was good research for next year. I mean,
Oh, I think you guys are gonna
Yeah.
take it by storm next year.
I hope so. It'd be fun. I mean, it's fun. I mean, either way, the Cup Fest is dope, man. I mean,
Yeah.
the family up there is amazing. You know.
Oh, I had a
Like,
blast.
Yeah.
And then
I-
the laser
I wouldn't
shows,
complain
dude,
winning
those
a
were
cup,
so
but,
cool.
yeah.
I mean, I had to watch them from distance because my stomach can't handle laser shows when I do shrooms. But
Those lasers were awesome.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
pretty dope from
Yeah.
distance.
Yep.
Dallas is all, dude. It's like we're inside an outside building.
It was great.
I was like, yeah, that was the point where I had to go outside the inside building.
I
Yeah,
know.
We watched the lasers with him for quite a while.
Yep, that's right.
While I
Yep.
just stared at the fire.
Yep. We're definitely bringing an air mattress next year.
Yeah. Dude, I'm always so wore out by the time I go to bed from walking around and talking to everybody
Yeah.
that I just crawl into my sleeping bag and I'm just dead.
That's how we were the second night. We were tired.
It's rough. Like, I mean, it's not that big of a venue, but
Yeah, it's a lot of walking.
there's a lot of stops and
Yep, yep.
all those vendors. Fuck, I'm stoned. I can't talk.
The
Yeah.
churches.
This was our first year going. We'll definitely be going back. It was great.
Yeah, last Hemp Fest was my first year, and I mean, like I said, at the end of this year's Hemp Fest, I'm a lifelong Hemp Fest Cup Fester.
Back when when did I work for Lighthouse? Back when it was the Providers Cup.
Yeah.
We took a third place cup back then, but it was when I worked for another place.
Dallas, are you still here? Is this Divine Resin, the Divine Wagyu?
Yeah.
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 Oh.
That's one of my favorites so far. So far.
I definitely agree with you on that. I've yet to find one like this. This makes me go like, when people ask me what my favorite strain is, I usually say GMO, but now I'm always like the Divine Wagyu that Dallas blasted.
It's good shit. GMO's one of our favorites too, for sure. Yeah.
I want to find a good GMO strain and grow it myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just have a endless supply of GMO.
We used to have a good GMO
Yes,
over at
it
Ideal. I don't
does.
think they have it anymore, but it was a good one. It was the best one. Yeah, good shit.
Dallas says he's going up to their 420 party this year.
That's what I wanted.
Right on.
See, they know how to advertise an event. Like, they're already advertising
smell
their
like
420
beef?
event.
And it looked
No,
fine
the
last
bud
year.
smells more like beef than the concentrate does. Right? Don't you think so? The Divine Wagyu?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It smells really good and tastes even better.
Like the
Kobe beef
Kobe.
crossed
Smell
with.
Kobe beef.
Dallas is like, yeah, do that, do that,
It's
do
just
that.
meat breath. Yeah. Come hit it next.
So after this run of breeding, do you plan on doing some more breeding?
Yeah, because we're gonna hunt more seeds, so I'm gonna find more males that I like. You know, yeah. I have a hard time letting go of stuff we hunt. I want to keep them all, but
Right.
you know, we gotta narrow it down. I have a really hard time with that. Yep.
Well, you can always keep the seeds off them.
Yeah, I have plenty of seeds, but that's I'm always buying seeds, and yeah, off of everything we bred, we ended up with a lot of seeds. Yep. we still have quite a few strains that we made to hunt through. Actually, just our garden is a little small.
Dallas said grow more sativa.
More sativa. I'm working on it. Blackberry moonshine triangle skunk seeds are in the mail.
Well, yeah, he said blackberry skunk.
Yeah, and
It was one of my
I got
favorites.
what
Sativa
we
lover
got
here.
the Ohio Death Star crossed with triangle skunk seeds coming too.
Right.
Those will be really good.
Wait. Triangle Death Star crossed with what?
Ohio Death Star crossed with triangle skunk.
Oh.
Yeah,
That'll be an interesting one.
right. Yeah, it'll be good. That's good shit.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I think that Larry leans a little sativa.
It's got to.
Yep, it's good stuff. Yeah, all the strains we just put out were one plant from seed, so it was just a tease for everybody, even for us.
When you're ordering seeds, do you just order them from the same place, or do you have a couple of different seed vendors?
Oh, let's see here. I order seeds from.
You don't gotta give any names if you don't want.
Oh no, man, they're all good seed companies. They're all located in the United States too. So you order seeds from them, you get seeds within about a week.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, and they come in breeder packs too, which is nice. You know, they're legit. I order from like Deeply Rooted Seed Bank, Heritage Seed Bank. There's so many good ones. Yeah.
Josh said you need to find Where's My Bike? It's fire.
I found it, but I forgot. You can't get seeds. It's a clone only, but I don't remember what the lineage is. You asked me about it. I thought I told you, but I don't remember it now. Do you remember?
No, but you can look at the back.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'll find it again, though. Yeah, I totally don't remember. It was a sativa. It was a long flower one.
Do you ever do auto flowers?
I never have.
Never
I did.
interested.
Where's my bike? Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, that's right. It's that amnesia haze crossed with biker kush. Yeah. That's
The
right.
names they come up with for some of these things.
Well, it's cannabis is one of the most highly hybridized plants in the world, but that's due to it being illegal for so long. You know, that was the only way to, you know, people had to breed to get seeds. So every time somebody
Right.
made seeds, you know, throw on a different name. I mean, you got, yeah, there's some thousands and thousands of names. I mean,
Right.
yeah, it's interesting to name weed. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, we came up with a lot of different names. We have notebook pages full of crazy weed names. Yeah.
Just sitting there at night like, we'll name one this.
Yep.
We'll name one this.
Yep. Little
Then you
notes
gotta
here
look
and
it up
there.
and see if it's already out there.
Yeah, and then you got to see if it's already a strain.
True.
Yep, and a lot of the times it is, which is crazy.
Stoners
Yep.
think alike.
Right? Yep, yep. Amnesia biker. Yes, that's correct. Good stuff.
What's up, guys? You got any questions? Dallas is like, I love naming stuff. Well, yeah, because you're the terpologist. You're like,
He comes up with
no,
some
I'm gonna name it.
good. He comes up with some good names.
Traditions.
Yep.
Oh. That second dab got me pretty baked.
Yeah, that Divine Wagyu is wicked.
It is. .3 terpenes. No wonder you could taste it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's so fire.
That was a live
Y'all
run
are
too.
so-
The Gush mints had like 7.8 terps on it, I think. If I remember.
7.3.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, those were good.
Yeah, 7.03, 7.36.
Maybe set up to be more live. It's too-
Yeah, we got. Yeah,
And the
we
cherry
got.
punch is a 2.23. Frosted Enigma 1.6. But the Frosted Enigma was fire. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I was smoking on all day at work today, and I
Right
was
on.
just like, oh, this shit's fire. You just see me just cruising along on my mower, just baked.
Those seeds were hard to hunt through. We had some herms. That breeder kind of. We had a lot of herms from that group.
Ooh,
But
that's rough.
That's where the seeds come from, but we killed them all.
Pure terp was 23.2% on Divine Wagyu.
Yep. Crazy.
So, roughly how often do you water?
Oh.
Do you just do the like 50% dried or 75% dry?
Well, I use some drippers, but they don't feed my plants. I still everything's still hand fed.
Right.
But it starts off like every 5th day, but then by late bloom I'm watering every other day. Sometimes it just depends on
Right,
how much
those
the
babies
plant's
like to
feeding.
suck stuff up.
Yeah, once they're in like peak bloom, they can really take down some food.
Oh, I
so
bet.
so it just depends on, and every strain's different too. So you have to pay attention to your strains. Some strains can't take it as heavy as the other ones, but it just depends on what part of the cycle they're in, really. Yep,
Right.
Yep.
How many times will you how many times will you transplant?
We only transplant once. We go from clone to our small pots, and then from our small pots to our finishing pots. So it's a pretty quick cycle. I used to grow bigger plants. Now we just focus on getting our canopies filled in. Big plant will fill the same canopy as 9, 8, 16 small plants.
Right.
So it's just about filling in your canopy space.
Plucking off the little stuff down below.
Oh
And
yeah.
Just focusing on the big nugs above.
Yep.
No wonder your guys' shit is always so dense.
It turns out pretty good.
It does.
Yep. That's all strain dependent too. I mean, the Larry's not as the Larry Legend isn't as dense as some, but I mean that's all strain thing too.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you guys use molasses?
No.
No.
Molasses is good in compost teas. Like when you're just watering with it in your soil, it's got a really long carbon chain, so it suffocates out a lot of your other micro stuff, a lot of your other micro beasties and your fungi.
Okay.
I use other stuff besides molasses, different sources of your carbohydrates
Right.
and stuff. Yeah, yep. Molasses is great in compost teas because all the bacteria and fungi in a compost tea will break that long carbon chain down into something that's digestible to a plant.
And
To
you
a
guys
root
don't
system.
use compost teas at all?
I brew some instant nutrient compost teas. They're a little different than ones that long brew compost teas, but same general concept. Yep.
What exactly is a compost tea? Because I've heard here and there about using compost teas, but I've never actually looked into what a compost tea actually is.
You're basically
I got kicked out on back.
You're basically taking a compost source and you're providing it in an environment where the bacteria and microbes and fungi in that compost source will reproduce in the liquid. So you can either foliar feed or root zone feed your plants with it. It's just basically you're creating a lot of healthy life to feed your plants.
So you basically take a compost pile and juice it?
Kind of. I mean, you're going to brew it. You're going to make a tea out of it, basically. You're going to brew it in water. You're going to take some compost, like worm castings, put it in water, aerate it with some air bubbles, for 24 hours, and then all of your good bacteria and all of your fungi that's in those worm castings is going to reproduce and multiply in that liquid solution. So then you're going to be able to a teaspoon of that's going to have millions and millions of bacteria and fungi in it. You go in our store, you see the as above painting, all the little creature looking things on the bottom under the root zone there. Those are all like real representations of soil, like bacteria and fungi.
See, and I was going to take a picture of a bunch of those paintings in there so that we could put them up.
Right on, yeah.
I mean, I did take a bunch of pictures of weed, but we're already live, so it won't let me send them over.
Gotcha.
And I totally forgot about them. Fuck, I'm baked.
Jude? Hi, Jude.
Oh, hi, Jude. She's so much smarter than me. Maybe at the growing part. I don't think he can do what you do on that side.
No, that's why he's there and I'm there. That's
why I'm glad that we're doing you guys today and him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because we get to look at the grow side today, and then the business side tomorrow. And I mean, we've already seen how intricate growing can be. Like,
absolutely.
A lot of the stuff you've already said is like, holy shit.
It is, but it isn't. I mean, it sounds a lot harder. I mean,
after consuming it over the amount of years you've consumed it, it's not.
Yeah.
It's like, but that's like me trying to explain all this to you. You're gonna be like, yo, bro, I'll stick to growing.
True. Yep. Absolutely correct. Yep.
I just stand slutty and show off my calves.
Jude, way back, how many years ago was that? That him and my wife actually convinced me that that I could grow weed, on a commercial level. I was like, what do you mean I can't do that? And they're like, yeah, you can. Me and Jude owned a store way back, it was called Green Mountain Medical Solutions. We had a store down on North 30th. It's a Wild West days, a whole other time. But yeah, they kind of were like, you can do it. So I did it, and yeah, here we are. But I loved weed. I loved growing weed. I loved growing clean weed. I mean, that's where I stood. I didn't like using nutrients. I used, I started using super soil, no pesticides ever.
Right.
That's how it's always been.
What were some of the difficulties you ran into switching from growing at home to growing commercial?
Well, it was all just a scale. I mean, your home grows this scale. You just have to figure out how to reproduce what you do at this scale on this scale, and if it's reproducible. And
right.
I mean, it's kind of like restaurant work. You think you're all ready for everything, but there's always something that's going to go wrong in a restaurant, So you just have to be on your toes.
Can you use another water?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you always have to be prepared for
Thank you.
anything to go wrong, HVAC unit to go down, power to go out, anything. It's just like restaurant work, you know. I mean, you have to be ready for anything.
I mean, that's like any line of work you're in.
Yep.
Like when I'm out doing lawn care, I got to be ready for anything. When I started lawn care 3 years ago, I was very not mechanically inclined. Now, 3 years, this is my third mow season. If my mower breaks down, I can get it back up and running on my own.
Yep.
My mechanic don't have to come out anymore.
Yep, I can take care of most plumbing
Fuck
issues.
that, no printer with cannabis, bro. Wait, what does he mean, printer?
I don't know.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that was lost on that.
Ticket printer. Oh yeah, restaurant shit. Sorry. Woo.
Fucking, I hate that
Right.
ticket printer, dude.
Yep.
That thing's so annoying. Oh, I remember working Denny's during the holidays. We're talking, that thing went from the ticket thing that was at like chest high with me, and I'm 6 foot, and it went all the way to the ground, and then we'd pick it up and stick it in, and it just keep printing, and it'd touch the ground again. And
Yep, I like the garden way better. Yep.
Olive Garden?
No, the garden.
Oh, the garden. Yeah, the garden.
The
Oh,
weed
yeah,
garden.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I spent lots of years in restaurants, a lot of them with Dallas too. Yep. We worked together in a lot of places back in the day.
Yeah, he worked with my uncle over at Cactus Creek.
I worked there too with Dallas. Yeah, we were just having this conversation. I
Yeah,
think,
back
weren't we?
over
Yeah.
up at Hemp
Yep,
Fest.
Yep. Good shit.
Jude's all Olive Garden. Hey man, I'm stoned. Can't blame me. Can't blame me. I'm stoned. I probably should have written down questions before this because I got really stoned.
Did anybody see the alternative or the Vibe Live last night? Them talking about pesticides and
I didn't. I was
everything.
in a dab coma. I'm not gonna lie.
That was good and informative.
I really wish I had caught it now.
Check it out. It was a good one.
Now, how do you feel about heavy metals? Because I know Doug talks a lot about heavy metals and how they're heavy metal free. I mean, I don't know much about that heavy metal topic. I've wanted him to come on for a while now to talk about it.
I personally haven't, tested anything for heavy metals, so I can't say. But I do know that all the nutrients I buy, all the soil that I buy, everything is tested for heavy metals. They have lab analysis on every nutrient I buy, every bit of soil I buy.
Right.
You know, I trust what I buy as being clean, but the world today, I mean, you know, you have nasty chemicals, you have heavy metals everywhere in every bit of soil everywhere. I mean,
Yeah,
the
really hard
world's
to
kind
avoid.
of in rough shape, you know. I mean, all the soil's in rough shape. So, I mean, I do stand behind what we grow as clean. I don't know about, you know, microplastic. I mean, microplastics are everywhere. They're, you know, everything. We're humans fuck up the world pretty good, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's heavy metals in a lot of things. But yeah, I don't know. I've never tested our cannabis for heavy metals. You know, the state hasn't enacted that yet, so
Yeah. And I'm not sure how that. I mean, I guess I could see while you're smoking flower, maybe like in a joint, you could suck heavy metals through. But I mean, it's like microscopic. But that, I mean, besides
That's an interesting
all the
topic.
other shit you put in your body.
I do know that there's been cases of people using like, I talked to a guy in Oregon one time, and he worked with a farm. They were using chicken manure sourced from a chicken farm, and apparently the chickens were being fed some kind of antibiotic or something. Their flour tested clean, but when it came to the concentrates, their concentrates tested positive for what the chickens were being fed, because it came through the soil. So yes, I mean, heavy metals and bullshit can come from the soil into your plants. I mean, it's
Well, that's just crazy that their flour tested clean and then their concentrates were dirty. I was like, what?
well, that can happen with pesticides too. I mean, your a flour could test clean for pesticides, and it wouldn't show up until it comes into the concentrate. I mean, it can show up as an LOQ or a fail situation. So I mean, yeah, there's lots of different situations with your flour versus your concentrate. I mean, that's why it is good to look at all your test reports.
Right.
Check for LOQs, and it shows if people are spraying stuff and what they're spraying. I mean, even if it shows up as an LOQ, I mean, it's gives you a little insight into.
Right.
Yeah.
If you drink bottled water, then you are already fucked on microplastics.
That's
Bro,
true.
you're fucked on microplastics no matter what you do.
Yeah, and really, I mean, humans.
It's something like a human consumes like a credit card a year.
I believe it.
Yeah.
But we were just watching a show about it.
It's pretty sad. It's
Yeah,
pretty
I think
sad.
It's pretty
Yep.
crazy. Just want to say you're doing good on the flower.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that.
Good. I think good's an understatement.
We just grow to smoke it.
We just grow to smoke it.
Just grow enough to share.
We just grow enough to share. That's a good way to look at it.
You microscope your concentrates now. That's sweet.
Yeah, I think it's wild how he does that. I mean, I like that he does it, but it's pretty wild.
Yeah. Well.
And he's all the things I seen before I started doing it, like, oh, whoa.
Oh,
He's all great. Sorry.
I've seen some crazy shit.
Right.
I could tell some stories, but all these
Josh
cancers.
said, and then we wonder where all these cancers come from. I was just talking about how, like, 90% of the diseases we have today didn't exist 1,000 years ago.
It's true.
And
your food's less nutritious than it was 50 years ago.
90% of the special needs that we have today didn't exist 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Government, what you got going on here?
A lot of it comes from.
Elizabeth said, "Hi, friends.
Hi-
How's it going,
hi, Elizabeth.
What you smoking on tonight?" We're gonna do another Gushmintz and get super baked again.
Again?
Again? He's like, I don't think I've sobered up from the last one.
Durban
You can
poison.
blame Jude for this.
Oh, that's funny.
Hemp isn't grown everywhere like back then.
No, it's
Durban
not.
poison from Uncle Buck's and used in everything.
Yep.
No, but it definitely should be.
It should be.
Like the things I've seen that hemp can be converted into and how much better it is, like hempcrete or even cars and shit like that. It's like, what the fuck? What are we doing?
A lot of the lack of nutrition in our food now is from our topsoil. We're losing our topsoil from
because they
modern
don't
agriculture.
They don't do.
Everything's tilled every year. It just opens everything up. It kills
There's this place
everything.
in Texas called, I think it's White Oak Pastures, and they do regenerative farming where they rotate everything around.
Yep.
And when the water runs off when it rains, you can tell from the difference between his property and his neighbor's property.
Absolutely. Yep.
And he says it's sustainable. Like if if like every city had like 3 regenerative farms, it'd sustain it, or some shit like that.
We could definitely provide more for ourselves and not,
Yeah, and
not,
it'd be
not
a lot
rely
more
so
healthier.
much on big agriculture and big
Yeah.
farming.
Smoking on that Donnie Llama, great job, man. Heard it's a house genetic.
It is, thank you.
Jeremy said crop rotation.
Have to.
Crop rotation is very important.
Crop rotation and companion planting.
But it's the fact that the government subsidizes farmers for growing things like corn and shit like that. That's why you get acres and acres and acres of corn.
Yep. Corn that's grown for ethanol production, not even food production.
Literally.
Yep. Yep.
It's used for that and feeding cows,
Yep.
livestock.
Yeah, even cows.
We see
Growing
maybe like
cows. Yep.
a quarter, if that.
Yep.
Do you ever do an outside grow?
Not usually. I had a big giant plant in my greenhouse one year. But no, typically indoor. I want to do more outdoor, but I'm always too busy indoor.
Right.
I want to get greenhouses, eventually.
And that's it. That's so much about timing.
Yep.
We did.
And you have to worry about the weather, and you have to worry about the rain, and
Yeah.
like everything. It's
Tarping it and
yeah,
untarping
it's
it every
work.
day.
Yep. It's a lot of work, but
We did greenhouse outside or a grow outside and a. So we did 2. We did one that was like 2-foot plant, nice and clean cut,
Yep.
all perfectly done. And the other one we just let jungle out. Oh fuck, dude, we regretted that so bad. These things got like 6 feet tall, just fucking canopied everywhere.
Yeah.
And we were trimming these nugs that were like itty bitty, and it was just such a pain in the ass.
Yep.
Outside sucks, man. So much easier to control the grow.
It is.
Are you dabbing again? 0 warning. Did you not just see me sitting here for like 5 minutes with a tool in my hand? Was that not warning
Yeah,
enough for you?
dab time, yeah, for-
Elizabeth says hi, Jackie.
Damn. See, I never realized how long we've been live. When they're fun shows like this. Shann, you're a D. Yeah, dab. I can't help it. It's funny,
Donnie Llama.
You're the one over here watching the show, and he's all, wait, no warning? And I'm just sitting here with the tool like...
You're supposed
I
to
guess
you're
with my-
supposed to say dab time.
I guess with my extra white hands, you can't really see that tool, huh? Jesus. It's like you're looking at Jesus. Like, oh, man, there's a glow off those. I don't like it. I don't know where... I probably gotta stretch that apart right there. I don't know. I'm super white, though. Gonna have to like Michael Jackson it and start wearing gloves on the show.
Oh, right on. Nice to see the grower. Right on.
Hey,
We like to be transparent with our grow. We don't have anything.
It's
to
always
hide.
nice to put a face to the weed you smoke, you know?
Yep. We don't have anything to hide. Few grow techniques that we'll hide, but that's ours. But
So now, you guys like to call the grow So Below Grow.
Soblo Gardens, yeah.
So Below Gardens.
Yeah, we
So-
all came up with the As Above dispensary, and it just seemed fitting and sounded good, and we liked it. We liked the concept between the As Above, So Below. Yep.
Now, okay, so I've heard it before, but where does that come from? The As Above, So Below.
Oh,
I can't
where does it
remember.
come from?
She's like, damn, you guys are gonna put me on spot.
You're not gonna. It comes from like the universal. It's like universal law. Yeah, as above, so below, as within, so without. Yeah. So the universe, as the universe, so the soul. It's kind of
Jared
like.
said highly suspect. What's highly suspect?
It's kind of like for the greater good of all.
Right.
I mean, to sum it up, I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you throwing things?
Micro and macro, all the same.
Micro to macro, yep, that's right. It's all the same. Yep.
Reincarnation. I keep
Good
saying
shit,
this
good
fucking
shit.
white cat I got's a fucking reincarnated human. He'll sit here and watch TV with me. And like he'll legit just like,
That's funny when cats do that. Yeah.
and then he's always got I can literally call his name. He comes like a dog. Always got to cuddle with me at night. And then fuck, there's something else he does. But he's just like the coolest cat ever.
That's good shit. Your cats are nice.
I don't even know where they went.
Some of our cats are nice.
Surprisingly, they're not fucking spazzing out. The new album is called That They Were Are Coming
Oh,
to
Highly
Billings,
Suspect,
and I
the
thought
band,
As
yeah,
Above
that's
Disco
right,
was
yeah.
sponsoring it. Haha. Oh, okay, now I get it.
I know what you're talking about. I saw that. Maybe we should sponsor it.
Alright, I don't want to keep you guys too late.
Right on.
I
this is
appreciate
good.
you coming on and sharing your growing knowledge.
Of course.
I mean,
this
there
is
was a
fun.
lot that we learned tonight.
Right on.
I'm gonna definitely have to go back and re-listen to this one because I got stoned
Yeah.
but
Me
I know
too,
there was a
me
lot
too.
of good information in there. Like,
Well, right on. I appreciate it. I appreciate
and
it.
you guys, for real, you guys grow some phenomenal bud. Just keep up the good work, dude.
Thank you. We like to try to one up ourselves and just keep progressing. So.
Right.
Yep. So keep raising the bar. Hopefully.
Hey, that's all you can do.
Do our best. Yeah.
And next year, you guys are gonna fucking knock Cup Fest out of the park.
Right on. I appreciate that. We'll do
Oh,
our best
yeah.
with that too. Yep. That would definitely be fun. Yep.
All right. Have a great evening, guys. Thanks for joining us on this special Thursday edition. We'll have the As Above business side on tomorrow. So make sure you tune into that at 7, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Smoke safe, stay
Peace,
safe.
everyone.
Have a good Thursday night.
Yeah. Been about time that we're going away. Been about time, it's a whole nother day. Put the heat on to the Tetons with the neon you can lean on. Never get beat on, hey. But you don't even listen, huh? But you're not even wishing, huh? You just keep on fishing, huh? Wonder where we go, we don't even know, huh? You hit me like a megaton. You hit me like a megaton. You hit me like a megaton. Watch it on a jumbotron. Hit me like a megaton. Watch it on a jumbotron. Hit me like a megaton. Dreams, 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 dreams. On fire, fire. Dreams, 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 dreams. On fire, fire.
Yeah, living life with never fearing of it. Take a bite and chew it 'cause you love it. I've been inside a rapid rising of it. Now I'm hotter than a proper English muffin.
Never gonna get that change, never gonna get that cane, never gonna get that brain. Always gonna be that hang man, hang man, hang.